So this is how my mother used to make cube steak with gravy. Cube steak is a cut of beef, and they run it through a cuber to tenderize it, because it's usually made, I'm not sure quite what cut of meat it's made from. It's usually a little tough, and like these white streaks through here, it's like gristle. So those are sometimes a little tough to chew. So it's not the finest cut of meat. What you'll need is flour to dredge the meat, oil to cook the meat in, and then to make the gravy, you'll need some flour and evaporated milk. Now, I particularly like Carnation Evaporated Milk. They've changed the label, so it looks a little different now. And I like the whole milk. I just realized the other can I bought was 2%. So if you're making gravy, you go all the way, whole milk. So first thing I'm gonna do is salt and pepper the cube steak. It takes a fair amount of salt to really bring out the flavor, and we like pepper on it, so I do a generous peppering, pat it in a little bit, flip it over, and then do the other side. Okay, give it a pat, 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 pat. A little bit more pepper. Now, I cook mine in a 12-inch cast iron skillet, which is a good size for this amount of meat. And I cook it, I started off on like medium high, so that it gets nice and brown. Now I'm gonna turn it up. On my stove, it's power level 7 out of 9, so whatever that means, but medium high will work. And I don't usually measure the oil, but for this video I will. I'll see if a 1/4 cup is about what I use. Let's see here. You don't want it like, you're not deep frying, but you want more than just a coating on the bottom. So in this 12-inch skillet, I think a 1/4 cup will probably do it for 3 pieces of meat. If I had 4 pieces of meat, I might put just a little bit more oil in there. So that's gonna heat up, and you want it, you know, shimmery, pretty hot. If you wanna take the temperature, you probably wanna shoot for like 350, 375. And while that's heating, I'm going to dredge, checking, yep, okay. I'm gonna dredge the meat. So that just, I don't salt my flour. I just figure it's not that much flour. So that's all I do. That's dredged. And then follow with the other pieces. I always cook a little extra because it makes good sandwiches. One of these things that you can't do it right if you don't get pretty messy. Oh, all right. It's gonna probably take my pan 5 minutes or more to heat up. So I'll let those just sit there. And as they sit, sometimes I might give them a little bit more flour as the flour is absorbed into the juices of the meat. But I try not to go too crazy with it because it is a lot of extra calories. The cube steak I buy, like I say, you never know if it's going to be tender or chewy or whatever, but I don't cook mine very long. I'll time it when I'm videoing, but I don't cook it to death. I know Lee and Jen prepare this a little differently. I think Lee, after she browns it and makes the gravy, I think she puts the meat back in the gravy and simmers it for a while. I've never done that, but if you're interested, we can talk to Lee about how she does it. So while my pan heats, I'll stop the video and we'll come back to part 2.